right, there they are, the first people in there. You guys get the LaFleur. Here you go.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah, welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. The preseason is here and it's almost over. My name is Russell Wayne and this is the Lion Villain Report. It's faith, family, and then football in that order, but we love talking football and we are broadcasting live right now into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. 52,000 villains identifying with the villain, the one that nobody thought could win a NFC North title. The ones that thought that we were the SOL team right there. But we got 52,000 of them there. Thank you for liking, subscribing to the page, whatever you're doing, sharing that. We're also in Detroit Lions News Podcast right there. Thank you to Joe Chapp and the boys for allowing us to be on your platform. We are on YouTube. We are on the Villain Squad YouTube as well as JC Sports right there. You can go subscribe there. And we're on Roku, NFL, the Huddle Sports Network on Roku right there. Join the conversation, everybody. Thank you for throwing the like on there. Right there. If you're watching this right now, smash that like button right now because it's free. And if you're on here, you either stumbled upon this and you're going to leave right away, or you actually like football content. And we do football content every morning at 10 a.m. We're in here breaking down whatever needs to be broken down. And this week, what needs to be broken down is the fact, look at that picture. Look at that picture. Sports Illustrated is out there predicting the Lions to win the damn Super Bowl. This is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna be a little bit weird. We're gonna get into that topic today. We're also going to get a little bit. We're gonna go over some of the stats here for that Chicago Bears versus Cincinnati last preseason game yesterday. And I'm gonna say hello to everybody right here. Good morning to Fred Peterson right there. It's a great day to be a Lions fan. One pride. You like that? You like that? Right there. Henry Gray. Henry Gray is up in here. Says, been a minute, buddy. How are you doing? I'm doing as good as can be expected, man. We are mere weeks away. Like tomorrow, the Lions are going to play a preseason game, and then we can put this preseason behind us. And that's going to be fun because we're actually going to be looking forward to a real game on Sunday night versus the Rams. The Rams are coming back to town. We outed them. These guys want to get some revenge on us. The Lions becoming Super Bowl contenders. Sports Illustrated puts us in there, right there. I've been good. It's been busy with work. Good day to be a Lion fan right there from Davey. Oh, these were all the people that were actually in the chat beforehand. Now, I want you to know that the very, very first people that get to come onto this program while the countdown is going down and we're going through all the hoopla and I'm doing all the stuff behind the scenes, the very first people that come onto the live stream get the Matt LaFleur. They get the Matt LaFleur. And I'm only going to play this once for you guys because that are here now, because this happens at the beginning. But the ones that are here in the beginning, like Fred, it looks like, let me see who was in here. Who got to hear the Matt LaFleur? It looks like Fred Peterson and Henry Gray were in here, and Davey were in here, and they got to hear the Matt LaFleur. Here's the Matt LaFleur. So that's the Matt LaFleur. Now, if you're not in here in the very, very beginning before the comments even hit, then you're not going to get to hear that ever again. But the first people in here get to hear that. So good morning to you, Davey. I even saw a Darcy in here. I saw a Darcy Maville in here. Good morning to Darcy. Darcy was the first person that came after the Villain Squad YouTube page came up right there. And good morning to you, Darcy. We are going to enjoy going to that Tampa Bay game in your seats. Thank you very much for allowing us to be in your seats. I'm glad that you enjoyed the video that I made for you for your show. You can check out Darcy's show. I think he's usually on Wednesday nights. Let me know, Darcy, in the comments if that's going to change or you got anything new coming up, and I'll make sure that I promote it. But we're going to start something really cool when we go to the Lions game, the Tampa Bay game, with Darcy. Or in Darcy's seats. Mike and I are going to be in those seats, but we're going to start because we're doing the Lion Villain cast now. We're going to start broadcasting the games through an audio form with Mike and I's takes, starting with me tomorrow at 12:30. We're going to start the coverage right there. And you know, if you want to spend some time, hang out with me and watch the game with me, that's what we're going to be doing. But if we're going to the game in Tampa Bay, then how are we going to broadcast the game live? We're not going to broadcast the game live, but what we're going to do is we're going to start our Fan on the Street segment which means that Mike and I are going to be going all around Ford Field, and we're going to be getting little video shots of people talking about the season. We're going to get some fan on the street action. We're going to give you reports from that day. So if we're ever at the game, the Lion Villain cast is going to switch over to fan on the street, because obviously we're not going to be able to broadcast the game live, but we're at least going to get some really cool fan interaction. So that's what we're going to be doing that. So join me tomorrow, but I'm actually going to cover the game, and we're going to stream some audio in there and see what we can get away with. See if I can't get my YouTube page shut down, and see if we can't or not shut down, and then it works. So thank you, Darcy. Henry Gray is up in here. Same here, busy. He's been busy too. Let's see. Matt Henry. Good morning, sir. Jonathan. Good morning, sir. Elise Means. Good morning, Russell. Good morning, villains. It's a freaking great day to be a Lions fan. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of the people that are out there getting fired up for the weekend. I don't know what you're going to be eating tomorrow for the preseason game tomorrow, but I know we're all going to get jacked up and excited about watching some 3s and 4s playing the game. And a whole bunch of guys that aren't going to make the team, they're also going to play the game. Gun Guy's in the house. Shane is in the house. Darcy's got John Macaroon, and that's probably one of my favorite guys that is out there right now. John Macaroon. I'm talking, you're full of energy, you're full of life, John Macaroon. Shout out to your boy Darcy. John Macaroon's going to be on Darcy's show on Wednesday at 7:30. I might even have to pop in for that one. If Darcy gives me some producing rights, I might even help you produce that show, because I'm fired up. I'm fired up for the season, and I'm fired up to get going with this. Let's see what else we got in here. Chad's in the house. What's up? What's up, Chad? And he agrees with me that Doc rocks. It's the Doc. He's got very good takes. He's a grinder like we are here at the Villains. We grind. We don't pull any punches. We don't complain about the bad things that are happening in our lives and everything. We just get it done. We grind. We work hard. And I appreciate that about John Macaroon. And he says that everybody should have a podcast, even if it's not a successful one. So I identify with that. We want to be more successful, but we're going to keep on grinding until we are. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we got going on. We got this Sports Illustrated, which John Macaroon is part of. It's got a good piece out there, and they have the Lions predicted to win the Super Bowl this year. So I want to know out there, while we're talking about some of this stuff, what you think about that. How do you feel being the hunted rather than the underdog? Because that's pretty bold right there, because I believe that the Lions can win the Super Bowl this year. And we've thought that. But usually when we say that, it's met with, from the outside media. They want to make excuses of why we can't, and for good reason, because we've never won the Super Bowl. And any time that we thought we were going to win the Super Bowl, we didn't win the Super Bowl. But the outside media proclaiming the Lions as a Super Bowl, they predict us to win the Super Bowl. How do you feel about that? Do you like being the hunter, going out there and being like, look, man, we're going to bite a kneecap off, and we're going to be waiting on the front porch. If they want to if they want some, come get some. The villain is ready. The villain is ready. You can't hurt us anymore. You can't hurt us anymore. It's the same old Lions. Oh, it's the same old Lions. Sounds like some of those stupid Packer fans that are out there. Oh, it's the same old Lions. You're never going to win everything. It's like, yeah, you know what? The same old Lions has changed. I ain't hiding from it. We may have post-traumatic same old Lions. which is PTSOL, which is a registered trademark name by the Lions Villain Squad. Thank you. Drink responsibly. All rights reserved. And PTSOL. I'm not afraid of SOL anymore. I don't want to change the name. We're not the brand new Lions. You know what the same old Lions is? Look at this picture. You know what the picture is? This is what we're bringing back right here. See that picture? That's 57. You know, that's a 57 Ford. Is that a Ford 57 Ford Fairlane? I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about cars. But they're bringing it back. In the 50s, the Lions dominated. So we're going back old school. You know, little kneecap biting right there. The same old Lions is a championship team. They won NFL championships back in the day. That's the same old Lions. This thing that's happened in the middle where they call it the same old Lions, yeah, we went through a bad patch, but it ain't there no more. It's not a bad patch anymore. The same old Lions. Same old Lions winning the division. Yeah, same old Lions. You know, getting wins in Lambeau. Can't seem to lose in Lambeau. That's the same old Lions. Same old Lions. Gosh, winning multiple playoff games. Yeah, same old Lions. Making it to the NFC Championship year after year. Same old Lions. So I can identify with that. I identify with that. The villain identifies with same old Lions because you don't have to change the name. You just got to change the meaning. And how do you change the meaning? How do you change the meaning? You change the meaning by winning games. And when you win games, then all of a sudden, the same old Lions has new meaning. So don't be afraid of that. I ain't afraid of that. I ain't going to subscribe to this brand new Lions. It's brand new Lions. Oh, look at it. We're brand new now. Whatever. That could be every year. Same old Lions. We're going to change the meaning of that. That means the same old Lions sweeps the Vikings every year. Like we did last year. That's the same old Lions. Same old Lions is going to find a pass rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson to step out this year. What do you think of this Lions defense? So let's see what we got in here. You got anybody chiming in on that? Lions winning the Super Bowl this season? Why not? Why not? Maurice says, good morning, Lion. Good morning, villains. The villain says good morning to you too. Paul Jones up in the house. Darcy says administration. Okay. Yeah, he sent me an admin. So evidently Darcy is saying that I get to go out there on Wednesday and I get to produce this show with John Macaroon. Oh, that is so exciting for me. Maybe he'll even let me come on and say a couple things. I don't know. I get all nervous around John Macaroon because he's like the OG. He's the guy that, you know, everybody when they're trying to start something great and they're trying to do something great, you have to find somebody that you can emulate, that you can look at and be like, okay, I like that. I like that way that he is doing that. And John Macaroon is that guy for me. So they know that this roster is loaded from top to bottom like a few other teams. Yeah, we got it. Henry Gray says, I look at the whole world as taking notice to see what the Lions can really do. Dwayne is in there. Good morning. Chad says SOL is dead. I mean, it isn't. It isn't, Chad. I'm sorry. SOL is not dead because there's always going to be people that bring it up. And we can argue with them and be like, no, it's so much different now. You know, shut up. And I'm going to embrace it. If you want to say it's dead, that's on you. If you want to do that, but the villain ain't afraid of SOL. The villain ain't afraid of SOL. The villain's just going to flip that thing around. I mean, Eminem is in our fan base. Ain't you ever seen 8 Mile, Chad? We're going to turn all that shit around on you. We're going to turn it around. Now what are you going to say about me? Let's go. Detroit Lions here. NFC North Division title. Yeah, same old Lions winning the title. I like it. I like it. Villains are ready, and they are not phased by the hype. We will be ready. Elise Memes, the queen of memes. Like, I get so giddy on here because if I say something that is even remotely cool, Elise has a meme for it by the end of the day, and she throws it up, and we appreciate you, Elise. We appreciate you for sure. That Paul Jones says Packers put all their eggs in the love basket. The love boat. Let's see where that ship takes us to. The love boat. And they got all that hype in preseason too. There we go, David. Lions are the kings of the North. Faith, family, and football. Wow, man, you got to I love it when you give me a chance to put up that graphic. Faith, family, and football in that order. That's why we have Packer fans and Bear fans and Viking fans on here, because we don't hate the people. We don't hate on the people. That's because we put our faith in our family first. We can love on the people. We can hate your team. We can hate your team. We're allowed to hate your team. We do hate your team, but we don't hate the people. We don't hate the people. So Lions are the kings of the North. That's the other one I wanted to put up, because you said kings of the North. That means that we get to put up the graphic. The kings of the North. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, man, got to get that out of the way. There you go. The division champs. Yep. Drink it in, baby. Drink it in. The smash talk, the trash talk is happening. The trash talk is happening. And look at all the new ownerships and coaches to get the coaches and the GM, to get the coaching staff and draft players. We will be here for a while. Fred, that is a great point. And that's one that I think gets lost on a lot of people. And this is why I'm not afraid of SOL. I'm not afraid of SOL because that can be turned around on all of these SOL people. You know, when you got these guys over there in the Frozen Tundra Network, shout out. We do love you guys. We hate your team. These guys are out there saying the SOL stuff. And the thing is the further and further it gets away from the SOL stuff, and the further and further it turns into, more of this type of disparity between wins and losses. I mean, what are they really going to say? I mean, we can just change the meaning of what same old Lions is, and then we can throw it right back on them like Eminem would do in a rap song. Yeah, we already knew that you were going to say SOL, but now SOL doesn't work so well. When it gets turned around, and there you are, sitting there with your thing in your hand, best in the land, NFC North champion. Okay, I'm not a rapper. I don't care. There's a preseason, the review. We were talking about the preview. Now it's going to be the review right here. Tomorrow is the last preseason game. We're going to get to go into real football. Right now we're discussing a little bit about SOL. Are you afraid of SOL? Are you afraid to say it? Does it just make you cringe like it makes Chad cringe? Chad doesn't even want to hear it. He's like, I can't believe you're going to say that. He might even stop following my page because he's like, man, I can't say it. I don't even want to say it. I just ignore them. Been changing this team since 1960, chasing this team since 1966. Chad, I haven't been chasing it that long, but, I feel you. I mean, a lot of these Lion fans that are in this chat right now went through 0-16, which, by the way, shout out to the Chicago Bears for going 4-0 in the preseason. And us Lions fans want to congratulate you from the bottom of our heart, because we remember being 4-0 in preseason and just killing the preseason, and we were ready to win the Super Bowl in 2008. So good luck with all that, and we're gonna see how you really do here. So, but the Bears win with the backup players, 34-21. They had 3 quarterbacks that played. Tyson Bagent came in, went 3 for 6 for 57 yards, and added a carry on the ground where he scored a touchdown right there. Austin Reed was 8 for 10, 63 yards and a touchdown. And Brett Rippon was 9 for 13 for 106 yards. No interceptions. They didn't make a lot of mistakes right there. Velus Jones, they switched this guy to running back. He goes 13 carries for 111 yards. He had a long touchdown run. And he looks comfortable back there. He looks like he could be a good playmaker, and probably most likely to me, look, if he keeps playing like that, he might be the replacement for Khalil Herbert, because he was an ex-wide receiver, and he looks like he's able to do that. So Tyler Scott added a carry on the ground for 17 yards. Travis Homer had 4 carries for 13 yards. John Jackson had 1 carry for 7 yards. Had a bunch of guys on there that are trying to make the team, back end of the roster kind of guys. Tyler Scott had 6 receptions for 99 yards. That shows good depth piece right there for them. And a bunch of other guys that are competing. So Bears go 4-0 in the preseason. Kudos to them. I mean, when you're looking at good preseason performances, I think that we're more looking for the individual performances, guys that are trying to make the roster and whatnot. So Chad says he can definitely run with redefining SOL. I want to do that, Chad. I want to do that. And I know that there's a certain couple of Packer fans. I'm not even going to mention his name on here because he's a Welch. Promised us last year on our show. I got it on tape. We say, hey, we'll just call him Packer fan. Hey, Packer fan, what would it take for you to stop saying SOL? And he's like, well, you'd have to win the division and you have to win a playoff game, and then I'll stop saying it. Got him to agree to that. And midway through the season, he welched on that. And when the Lions had won the division, he welched on that. So the Packer fans don't have honor. And that's okay. I don't know if the villain has honor either. We don't care. We don't care. We want to ruin your dreams. We're going to stomp out your dreams this year. The villain says this. There is no way. Let's do this. Let's get the villain up here and see what the villain's going to say about this. Says the villain says this, Green Bay Packer fans, there's no way that you're going to take this NFC North strap off of the chest of the villain. It ain't because you're not good enough. It's because we won't let you. We won't let you do it. And you can take a little ride down to Ford Field on Thanksgiving Day, and you can leave packing. You can pack your bags, and you can leave with an L. If you smell what Brad Holmes is cooking, can really do that. You can do that. I'm not that thin-skinned, he said, LOL. Chad went down to that and got some awesome footage of that Dallas game last year that we lost. And I've been sandbagging this footage that Chad had because I know that we're going to be playing in Dallas again this year. And when we go into Dallas, I am going to bust out some of that crazy Chad footage from that game. I'm excited to bring that out. I didn't want to bring it out last year because it was the just everything that was around that loss and everything that was going on with that. And I know that there was a lot of mad fans, and I didn't want to waste Chad's good footage that he had on that. And going into this game, the week leading up, I think I'm going to bust out some of that Chad footage. So be on the lookout for that. Wife and I just finished Receiver on Netflix. I got goosebumps and emotions flowing. I'm pumped for the season. That is, I heard that Amon-Ra St. Brown was the star of that program. I haven't even got a chance to look at it yet because my life is crazy and I got to do a lot of stuff. And I haven't got a chance to check out a lot of that stuff because I've also been building a wrestling page. And if you like WWE wrestling, you can go over to WrestleMania Pro Wrestling Talk. And I would love to have you follow that page. If you're a wrestling fan, I mean, that it's a lot like this right here. And I also am a wrestling fan. I love talking about the pay-per-views. I watch all the pay-per-views. So just for that, if you want to go follow that, I might even throw a link into the description. SOL. Oh my gosh, psoriasis of the liver. Okay, SOL. We smoke in Dallas this year. I think Rick Rude would have something to say. Yeah, to the Bear fans, you want to get the villains out here, and what the villain would like to have right now is for all of you fat, out of shape, Soldier Field pissants, keep the noise down while the villain takes his robe off and shows all the ladies in Chicago what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music. Oh, man, that's right. And that's me. As a wrestling fan, I am a fan of the villain. I am a fan of the heel. And speaking of which, I wanted to read something from something that somebody wrote to me about the villain, if I can find this thing. And it really upset me because I make this cool post here. Let's see. And I think that it's cool. Maybe you won't think that it's cool, but let me bring this thing up. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And there. I make this cool little thing right here, and I think it's cool. Maybe you don't think it's cool, but chilling like a villain, right? And then I get this guy that goes off on me, and I don't want to call him out by name, so I'll pull this thing off of here. But I am going to read his comment to me, and I want to read his response. I want to read my response to him on that because I don't hate on anybody. People can have their own opinions, and I have no issues with that. But the guy says, and I'll just say the guy, he says, and quote, says, why are the Lions fans the villains? Isn't it the whole point of sports? Owners and their administration compiling up the best team that compete with the most elite in the league, and the people are calling us villains are the same people who cannot handle that Detroit compiled a competitive team and has the opportunity to win the Super Bowl. It seems like the goal of every team. I'm a huge Lion fan, and I am not a villain. I root for the team and finally got the pieces together to have a shot at greatness. I don't mind that. I don't mind that comment other than the fact that you attacked the villain for no reason. So I responded to him. I said, the people that helped us build this page, like Stephen Michael McMania. I love that name. Elise Means, Main Event Mike, myself, and many others. They were here when nobody believed in the Lions. They identified with the villain. The villain on this page represents the people that stood their ground against the other fan bases when they said that we'll never win a Super Bowl. The villain represents who we become when we are the hunted. It's your choice on how you fan. But don't come on the villain page with 52,000 strong and insult the way that we fan. Do what the picture says and chill. We are just having some fun. Have a great night. Please don't troll back. The villain is being nice. And he did troll back. And I'm not going to read that part of it. But the thing is like, this is our way of life. We've decided to identify as the villain. We're not going to change the name from the villain squad. We're not afraid of being the villain. And the thing is, we are the villain. We are the villain of the NFC North. And if you don't think so, then just listen to all the troll fans when we go, yeah, division champions. We're the villain of the North. Y'all don't like it. Too bad. Deal with it. We're the champs. We're the champs. Champs of the NFC North. We're the villain of the North. The Kansas City Chiefs are the villain of the NFL. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with the fact that if you're going to win, that 31 other teams think you're the villain. I want to be the villain. I don't want to be with the other 31 teams. We took a big step. We are the villain of the North. But it takes more. Obviously, it takes more. But don't tell me how to fan. If you don't like the villain, don't follow the page. But the villain says, we're going to make a lot of people unhappy this year. A lot of people that we play are going to be unhappy that they're going to have to take these hands and take this beat down that the Lions are going to give to them. I'm looking at that schedule. Looking at that schedule. It's a winnable schedule. We got some division games on there. We got a lot of these games that we should win. I think the Lions, they're here. They're here to stay. We're going to be contenders for as long as Penei Sewell wants to be here. As long as Brad Holmes wants to be here. As long as they keep all of this stuff together. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see what we got in here. Did I fire anybody up? Gun Guy says, take your pants off. How do you know I don't have my pants off right now, Gun Guy? You never know. I don't know if I want to show everybody that. 4 years in a row in Dallas or on my trip, and they don't want to play us at home. They don't want to play us at all. They don't want to play. They don't want to play us. They don't want none. Like wrestling, also been watching it for a very long time. You know what? I watch it all. I'm a WWE fan before I'm any other fan, but I do watch the other promotions. I think that AEW is okay. I like TNA. I like New Japan. You know, some of these guys. Troll's going to troll. That's what Elise says. Trolls are going to troll. But we're going to troll right back. Shoot, our page is a troll. That's part of the reason we call ourselves the villain. It's part of a troll. CR Mayo says, let's go. Russ, do you like that, Paul? You like that? Do you like that, Paul? Paul Jones says, we could win the Super Bowl, and trolls would say, but you gave up 10 points. Whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These SOL people ain't going away. We could win the Super Bowl, and they would say it's the same old Lions because they gave up 10 points. Like, I think that the Super Bowl, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, I mean, that is the ultimate shut up. Well, you never win too. It's like, shut up. Shut up. There would be a party in the street like there would be no other party. Could you imagine a Super Bowl party in the streets of Detroit? We're hungry. If you're starving, you're going to throw us a cracker. We're going to be like, damn, that's the best cracker I ever ate in my life. Ain't no regular cracker, was it? No, that wasn't a saltine. That was a Ritz. Was that a Ritz? That was a Ritz. No need a saltine. Shut your fingers up, Paul. Oh, my gosh. What is everybody going to do when the Lions run wild? Yeah, all right. And what you going to do when the Lions run wild on you? That's right, brother. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you guys are, oh, yes. Autocorrect is just stupid right here. I appreciate you guys having a conversation here in the comments right here. The preseason storylines are about ready to come to the end, and Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell spoke to the media a couple days ago, and and this kind of blew my mind right here to tell you how far the roster has come, is that there are only 6 or 7 roster spots that are available. And they're going to do, I think they're going to cut 37 people. And that's crazy to me. You know, they're going to play this preseason game tomorrow with a whole bunch of guys that ain't going to make the team. So let that sink in when you're watching the game tomorrow. And I'll bring it up during the Villain Cast, which, by the way, the very first Villain Cast. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to be on there. I'm going to have the game audio. I'm going to have the game on in my room. I'll be watching the game, but I will have the stream going live, and I will be reacting to the game live. And I'd love you to join me tomorrow. It's going to be exclusively on our YouTube channel because we have 52,000 villains on here. I don't really want to chance it with this page because it took a long, we built this page up, but we're going to risk our YouTube channel. We got a little over 700 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and we're going to broadcast it there. And I'll throw a link on through the pages and everything like that, but we're going to go exclusively on that, and we're going to do the game, right? And when you're watching that game tomorrow, I want you to realize that there's only 6 or 7 roster spots that are going to be available. Out of all of those guys are going to cart in and out of there tomorrow. They're going to trot them in and out, trying to figure out who's going to make this roster, and there's only 6 or 7 roster spots available. That's crazy to me. That shows you how far that the team has come. I mean, most of the teams have at least one starter position that's available, and the Lions don't. There's no starter positions that are on the line in these next couple weeks. And a good majority of the backup positions are also filled with quality guys right now. And on this game tomorrow, they're going to keep 6 or 7 of those guys that play in tomorrow's game. And a whole bunch of guys are going to get away from the team that are probably going to go get picked up by other teams. I don't expect a lot of our guys to make it through the waivers because the team is so strong in depth. So let's see what else we got in here. Lions Nation, let's go. Undefeated Lions guys. Man, you definitely have your pants off out there. That's crazy. Trolls can say whatever they want, good or bad. That just means that they're talking about us, and we consume their thoughts. Now, there's some truth to that, because most of the trolling comes from what we put out on our page, and the trolls come onto our page. Like, the Villain doesn't bother going to too many other pages to do any trolling and say, oh, you're wrong about your guy. You had a good preseason. I don't go to Bear fan pages and tell them how awful they are. The Villain doesn't do that. The Villain don't need to do that. The Villain says, bring your candy ass to our porch, and you can get these hands or get these paws. Come get these paws. Get these paws. Oh my gosh. So let's go, and I'm going to put a little shout out to Main Event Mike and his show on Monday, on the Monday night show. Mike is going to, and I will too, we're going to go over our 53-man rosters, the final predictions. 53-man rosters due 4 o'clock on Tuesday. So Mike and I are going to talk about that Monday night. The very last prediction will be over. And then I may talk about it a little bit on Tuesday's show, but Wednesday's show in the morning, we're going to have a 53-man roster. And in the evening, we're going to go on to Darcy's show, and we're going to talk to John Macaroon about it at 7:30. So we got an action-packed week coming up next week. And It makes sense. It makes sense. There's only 2 weeks until the season starts. The season, not preseason. The season, real NFL games. We're counting down. We're counting down. You are watching The Villain Report with your host, Russell Wayne. Every morning, 10 a.m., we talking about it. We talking about Lion football. The villain gives his opinion. The villain listens to opinions and responds to what the other villains say that are out there. And that's another thing, is I want to ask you, do you identify with the villain? I mean, and it's okay if you don't. I mean, I'm not going to change anything if you don't, but are you identifying with the villains? All right. Are you identifying with the fact that you've been riding with this team for so long, with people saying stuff like SOL and pointing it in our face, and that we had to become the villain? Do you identify with that? Do you identify with being the most hated franchise? Do you? Because we're not. We're still in the honeymoon phase of people kind of like, oh yeah, I've always wanted you guys to be good, and I hate that. That's worse than saying same old lines to me. You want to start saying that you were on my side and you're a fan of another team? Oh, I really wanted the Lions to be good this year because, yeah, it's like, no, I want you to hate me. I want you to hate me because we've been beating the shit out of your team for years and years. I want that. Oh, Dwayne says we need to keep Vaki. I think that's a lock, brother. Vaki is so versatile. I think Vaki makes the team on the strength of his special teams alone. But I love that comment. Williams is making a bid for that last receiver spot. Isaiah Williams, we must be talking about. We might have Williams and Williams out there. Jeremy B says, hello there. Jeremy B says, let's go. And Jeremy B says also, the Lions went from the laughing stock to the darlings. And in just 3 seasons. Isn't that amazing, Jeremy? And you can catch Smoking Jeremy B, and he just crossed over, I think you said he's crossed over 500 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations to you on that, brother. He goes live. He's out there grinding, just like us out there. We be grinding. John says MCDC needs to find another receiver. We will miss Josh Reynolds more than people think. I don't know. The villain doesn't agree with that. I don't think that we're going to miss Josh Reynolds at all. And not because Josh Reynolds isn't good. It's because Josh Reynolds was a number 2, number 3 wide receiver, and he is leaving like 40 targets or 40, 60 targets. I don't remember how many targets he had last year. I have to look at that. Jeremy B, can you find that for me? How many targets did Josh Reynolds have last year? And the thing is the number 3, number 4 wide receiver. We've been talking about this all week. The number 4 wide receiver is more like the 5th and 6th option, the passing option on this team. It's not somebody that's going to be used as much as a depth. And like they said, Isaiah Williams has been stepping up. I mean, I would rather see somebody that's been on the roster, that's been practicing with the 1s and the 2s and getting reps with this team, make the team in that spot. You don't need to have a named guy as another wide receiver. And when you say that we're going to miss Josh Reynolds more than you think, I think that when that opinion comes up, it tells me that you don't believe in Jameson Williams, because Jameson Williams didn't have that much of an impact last year. And when Josh Reynolds moved out, those targets can just go to Jameson Williams. I mean, just from a simple. Here, you take it. I know it's not going to look exactly like that, but in a simple sense, we're going to take these targets, we're going to put them over here. And Jameson Williams is a much more explosive player than Josh Reynolds. I think that he's going to be a much more open target for Jared Goff to hit this year. And I believe in the work that Jameson Williams has done in this offseason. And you don't have to. And the thing is like, if somebody wants to challenge that thought and say, well, Jameson Williams hasn't done it yet, I can subscribe to that. That's okay. You can have that opinion because he hasn't proven it yet. He hasn't. There have been sparks, right? You can say sparks. Oh, wow. Look at his performance in the NFC Championship game where he was the best offensive player on the field. You can say that. You can point at things and go, okay, I think that could be good. And I believe in that. I believe in the progression of Jameson Williams this year. I believe in it more than the previous 2 years. Oh, yeah, this is the third year. You've been saying that every year. And that's not true. We were excited about Jameson Williams last year, but he had a gambling suspension. He didn't even get to practice with the 1s and the 2s. I mean, not even until the middle of the season. So as far as the opportunity that Jameson Williams has right now, it's unique from the spot where he has spent the entire training camp working with the 1s. Last year, he didn't spend any time working with the 1s. He was working with Teddy Bridgewater over on the side with the 2s and the 3s. And then when he gets into the game, they didn't need him to get into the game. They had a top 3 offense without him. And then when they started working him in at the end of the season, I mean, you could see the guy coming along. You can see he's a problem with his speed. So barring an injury, Jameson Williams is going to probably stud out this year. That's the villain's opinion on that. And no offense, John, I love that you're on the show. We just have a little difference of opinion right there. Kneecap said Lions went from the laughing stock. I read that one first because I wanted to do all your comments. That's right. In the upcoming match, be sure to keep an eye on Williams last slot. He is going to give your top cornerback a real run for the money. I like it. Right there. Hey, Russell, how are you feeling about the second and third string stretching out KC's first and second and third? I mean, there's something to be said with that, but there's also something to be said with they're coming out with the most vanilla version of the offense, right? Like you could clearly see that Patrick Mahomes on those first 2 drives that they had was trying to get chemistry with Worthy, their new stud speedster wide receiver. And they were force feeding him the ball. So with that being said, I'm not going to get too up or too down. I think it does show it's a nice thing. It really is a nice thing that you can go out there with your 2s and 3s and compete with the 1s. That shows to me that the Lions' depth it really isn't going to move much from first or second string. So that's what I will say that about that, Adam. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, but I am definitely a villain. I love it. If you can identify with the villain, throw it out there. Darcy says he has Craig Reynolds at running back 3, and I agree with Darcy on that one. Detroit Darcy's in the house. I love Sion Vaki, okay? He's kind of like the darling of the camp this year. But Sion Vaki just offers depth. I think it's a depth thing, and they don't need him to take over Craig Reynolds' job. And I do believe that Craig Reynolds will make the team, and Craig Reynolds will be the number 3 running back going in to Sunday Night Football against the Rams. So I agree with you, Darcy. You like that? All right. It's fantastic. Yes, sir. 503. 503. Chad says America's team right there. And the number 3 wide receiver, I think that guy is Khalif Raymond. I like that call. because that's what Dan Campbell said in the presser. He said Khalif Raymond is the number 3. But he also said that he wants somebody to step up into that spot because Khalif Raymond offers so much value in these spots. They have little packages for him. He has a role, and they want to put him over here in this role, and that's where he's going to be the best if he has to do that role. But if he has to, and nobody's stepping up, he has the ability, and he knows the offense well enough to come over here and be the wide receiver 3. So the wide receiver 3 is Khalif Raymond, but Dan Campbell doesn't want it to be that way. Really, the wide receiver 3 is Sam Laporta or Jameson Williams. I mean, let's be honest right there. The third catching option is one of those guys. It's 1, 2, 3 is Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, and Williams. And then you can drop all kinds of people in there after that. Brock Wright can catch the ball. Shane Zylstra can catch the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs can catch the ball. Isaiah Williams can catch the ball. And I do believe Isaiah Williams will make the team. Brad and Dan expect everyone to do their job. I mean, let's go back into that. I mean, if you just popped in, one of the things that we're talking about, the preseason storylines, Brad Holmes at the press conference said that there are only 6 or 7 roster spots available. And that's crazy to me. That shows the crazy depth and the trust that he has in his guys already. And I love that. Oh, Darcy's got JMO at 1,100 yards. You like that? I would love to see that, because if he gets 1,100 yards, all the people that say that he was a bust can go snort dirt. They can go snort dirt, because that's what you're looking at, and you don't really expect, like, anybody saying 1,500, he's going to take over the league like Justin Jefferson. We don't need that, and he ain't going to be that. He is a field stretcher that is going to be a problem. It's like Jameson Williams is going to be able to be used by Ben Johnson like an extra queen in chess, because the offense was already explosive without him. So now he gets to just throw this guy while you're trying to defend our top 3 offense that didn't have Jameson Williams. Ben Johnson's going to be over here like an evil little villain. Like, what my plans today? I'm going to take over the football world. I'm going to do the thing that I do every day, and that's try to take over the football world. I love that call. You may be called a homer in that, and that's all right. You may be called Homer Darcy for that, but that's okay. Let them hate on you. Embrace the villain, Darcy. Embrace it. Adam McIntyre, JMO is almost unguardable. If he takes his job seriously, the ability is there. The ability, it's never been a question of the ability for him. It's the mental stuff. And it looks as if he's matured. Maybe I'm homering it up, but I don't care. Preseason is vanilla, offense and defense. It's vanilla. They don't put any sprinkles. They don't got any extra caramel in there. It's just vanilla. But you know what? Vanilla's good. Actually, sometimes I prefer vanilla. When you get older and you get to, you get teeth like an old guy, and you start biting into candy and stuff with your ice cream, it's kind of scary with fillings and stuff like that. Wow, we lost the Huddle Network. I forgot to say goodbye to those guys, but well, the Huddle Network, if you're a Bear fan, Ken and Ken start there on the Roku on the Huddle Sports Network. Ken and Ken, that's Bear homerism at its finest. Get in there and get some of that Bear homerism. Now, if you're still a Lion fan and you're watching this show, get your fill of the villain homerism. Either way, we're a bunch of homers that are out there. But we want to welcome everybody over from the villain or from the Huddle Sports Network. I'm sorry your stream gets cut short, but there's a lot of great shows. on that network, including Jeremy B's show. And you need to, we just got to move out of the way sometimes. But that doesn't mean that the Villain Squad page that is still broadcasting this live, we're still live. We don't need to stop at an hour. We can keep going. St. Brown, Laporta, Jameson Williams. That's right. Elise memes say villains equal Homer trolls. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, we got a hot take here. My hot take is Houston is on the bubble watch. He seems to be to have lost his bend, first step, and change of direction skills. Ukwu, Betts, and Pascal have shown more when the lights were on. Let's unpack that. I agree with you that Jameson Williams is on the bubble watch, and so is all of those guys that you mentioned, except for Josh Pascal. Josh Pascal is going to make this team. I don't think that he's anywhere close to the bubble right here. That would be a huge surprise to me if Pascal didn't make the team. But like I've been clamoring all off season long with people over touting the Betts signing I was really hoping that he can make this team. Let's see if he can make this team. And before I got over, because I don't remember who it was, and somebody on this show was talking about him being the sack leader, the Betts being the sack leader opposite of Hutchinson. And that's a fun take, but I'm like, whoa, let's get him on the 53-man roster first. And that's where we're at. He's right there. He's right there to make the 53-man roster. And once they get on the 53-man roster, anything's possible. But if I had to, and I'm unpacking this right here, Houston they were trying to move him at linebacker. That definitely, that experiment was a fail. And they moved him back just to defensive end, and he's going to need a big game. He's going to need to show something right here. And he does have an elite bend when he's on his game. So I don't know if that's going to be enough to make this team. Ukwu seems like he's more of a traditional DN. Like he's a guy that nobody knew about, that somebody that he could make this team out of nowhere. He's surprising. He's the guy that Campbell was talking about, saying, I couldn't take my eyes off of this guy. You ask him to do these certain things and he just does it. I need you to make this tackle. And then he makes the tackle. Well, I need you to see if you can make this play. And then he makes that play. So, man, that's if Houston doesn't make the roster, Jeremy B is going to get credit for that hot take right there. Homer me don't care. Oh, Fred Peterson says, I love all ice cream. It started giving me kidney stones. Damn, genetics. Oh, you can't have ice cream? That's awful. Oh, GM, my Lions brother. Good morning. Whenever I see GM, I'm such a football head. I don't think good morning immediately. I think general manager. Betts will be used like Julian Okwara. I hope Betts makes the team. I think that's a cool story if he makes the team, because you get these CFL guys and I don't know. Nobody expects that, but he was a standout over there. And 2 games and 2 sacks for Betts and Ukwu. Yeah. And that puts them in that conversation, doesn't it? That definitely puts them in the conversation. I didn't think that Matthew Betts was going to, I was thinking on the side that he wasn't going to make the roster. But when you get sacks and you get production, then you get the eye right there. CR Mayo's agreeing with you. Ukwu will make it. He's the one that keeps on coming up. Betts and Houston have been, indirectly called out by Dan Campbell of being a guy they tried to do some extra stuff with and they had to dial it back and have him go somewhere else. Ukwu was the guy that just came in like, look, man, I'm a D end. And he could make the back end of that roster. But I'll say this about Ukwu. Ukwu probably has the best chance to make it through the waiver if they cut him to get him back on the practice squad. And I don't know if that's going to factor in, because I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to strategically cut guys that they think they can get through to the practice squad, because we really want to have these 53 and then have the extra 17 as an extension of the roster if we can get them all, but we won't get them all. Darcy says he's got Hutchinson at 14.5 sacks, defensive player of the year, 4 forced fumbles, and 3 picks. Gosh, loving that third-year jump. It's hard to think that Hutchinson's going into his third year, and the Lions have a draft and develop pattern that has guys breaking out in their third years. Signed Aleem McNeil, signed Fatu Melifanu and Derek Barnes. They got these guys, and something is magical about this third year. That's why I really like the Josh Paschal. I love him to have a breakout year. Now, Levi Onwuzurike had a broken back for his first year, so technically you could say he's going into year 2, 3. I don't know what you want to say about Levi, but I'm so excited to see Levi Onwuzurike. I'm buying into that hype. Because Kevin Zeitler had said it. Dan Campbell had said it. People will talk about Levi Onwuzurike being unrecognizable in practice, and you ain't seen him in preseason, which says a lot. Sometimes you can tell more in preseason about which guys aren't there than with the guys actually performing on the field. Because if you're not on the field in a preseason game, that means that the coaching staff already trusts you. Who's not on the field during game day tomorrow? That's gonna say a lot more than who is. I think Betts is perfect to be the perfect guy to replace Kaminsky. God, he is a lot like Kaminsky, isn't he, Jeremy? And I know that you've been touting Betts ever since the day they brought him in here. You were like, that is the answer. That is the one. And you know what? If he makes it onto the roster, I'm going to give you kudos. Even though you thought he was going to already that he's going to be, a double sack guy or a guy that's going to produce a ton. I'm not there yet, but I'm still going to give you credit because, I thought that this guy was going to have trouble making the roster, and here he is. He's got a shot to make this roster. DPJ might be on the outside of the bubble after tomorrow. That's an interesting one right there because Isaiah Williams is out playing him. But Isaiah Williams plays the same position that Amon-Ra St. Brown does. DPJ is the one of one on our roster. Him and Darius Fountain are competing for an X receiver type of spot right there. And I think if Isaiah Williams makes the team, unfortunately, it's going to be with Darius Fountain or with DPJ. And it's the body type. You want the body types. You need the guys that are bigger that can do the contested thing. And DPJ did it at the Browns. He had a good season where he could be that guy, but I agree with you that DPJ might be on the outside looking in. Let's see. Jerome, there you go. We are the best team right now. Go Lions. Right there. I love it. Sports Illustrated comes out today or yesterday, and they're touting that the Lions are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. What? Oh, Darcy thinks that we can waive DPJ and add him to the practice squad. I don't agree with that. I don't think a guy with the experience of DPJ clears clears 31 waivers. Somebody's gonna, put a waiver claim in on a DPJ, even to put him on the back end of the roster. Not everybody's deep like us. I have Darius Fountain out. Only shines in practice. Did nothing in the games. Yeah, we're gonna have to see that. I mean, this is a tough roster, back end of the roster thing. I mean, I know that there was a comment earlier. I don't remember who made it that was, talking about going out and getting another wide receiver. That's also possible too. I don't think that Dan wants that to be his first choice, that they go out and do that. They really want one of these guys to step up. And I'm hoping that they do that tomorrow. I'm hoping we get to witness that tomorrow in doing that. So only 6 or 7 roster spots available, guys. It's fun. And I enjoy this, man. You guys have made today's show. The Today's Show flew by because you guys were so awesome in the comments and you guys creating conversations. And make sure that when you support a show like this, like right now, there's 21 people on there that are watching. Hit the like button. Can you do that for me? Can you reach down and hit that like button? It helps the program. I mean, if you just popped on and you didn't know that it was a football show, you don't have to hit the like button. But if you're watching it, it's football content and you're enjoying it, smash that like button or hit the heart or hit the share button or tell somebody about the show, because we're here every morning. Here every morning. Lions Villain Report with your host, Russell Wayne. That's me. The villain. The villain's got opinions. The villain says this. The Green Bay Packers, you can bring your candy asses to Ford Field on Thanksgiving. And we ain't going to send you home with a turkey leg. We're going to send you home packing. The only packing you're going to be doing is packing your bags and leaving Ford Field with an L. So know your role and shut your mouth. We're going to take the football and turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass. If you smell what Brad Holmes is cooking, you ain't going to take this title off us. Bear fans, Viking fans, Packer fans, you ain't taking this title off us. It ain't because you're not good enough. It's because we won't let you. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because you're not as good as us. All that trash talking. It's okay to talk trash. It's okay to talk trash. Because here on this program, it's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football, spend time with our families. We don't let football use us. We love to have the other fan bases coming in here, Packer fans, Chicago fans. We don't hate on the person. We love the person. We love the person. We just hate your team. But it's faith, family, and then football in that order. And when we do that, then all is good in the world, right? I'm going to leave you with the blessing right here, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you till we meet again tomorrow morning for the Lion Villain Report for the game. God bless you. Peace out.
Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win.
Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple.
Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy.
Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your